still in the game. Chris Waddle alongside me as we wait for Ashley Williams to make his way back to us. What's your thoughts on the overview of the first half?
A little bit disappointing. I know they've got a game plan. I thought they would have come out of the blocks quick. Forest Green, as we said earlier, have not had a great away record. You've got to say they've dominated the first half, Forest Green. They've been excellent. They've had no pressure. The whole team of South Shields, when they lose the ball, get so deep. There's no out ball. At least leave one up the field, because if you clear it, you may get onto it with the pace they've got. But at the minute, I think they're just playing it in Forest Green's hands.
Yeah, Dylan Motley-Henry, a bit isolated up front.
Yeah, and he's coming into the midfield, which is, everybody's keep telling me behind all the supporters, he's the fastest player in the league, he's the fastest player. I'm thinking, well, leave him high up the field, and if you clear one, you may get him behind the back three of Forest Green. But at the minute, he's coming into midfield, he looks lost in there. They've not dominated any of the possession. You've got to say Forest Green's game plan's been spot on.
Yeah, it really has, actually. They've taken the game to South Shields.
Yeah, I think that it started, first 5 or 10 minutes, South Shields looked organised, they looked in it. And then the quality of Forest Green, they just started to pull them apart a little bit, and they slowed the game down. I think they got in control. They used the width a lot better. They kind of packed up the middle of the pitch, what South Shields, where they had numbers. O'Keefe's had a great first half, and he was the difference with that, quality ball. And I think Connor Wickham's held it up really well, and you could just see as it went on that they had a little bit more quality in the game.
Well, let's see the goal, actually, because we spoke about him coming into the game, Chris, about Connor Wickham scoring 5 goals, top scorer for them, and actually was left unmarked.
Yeah, you don't lose that, where to go. O'Keefe's been outstanding down the right-hand side for Forest Green, but it's a great ball. And Connor Wickham, experienced, gambles at the near post, and it looks a great header. It actually comes a little bit off his shoulder, doesn't it? But he's still in the right position. And how many times have we seen talked about O'Keefe down the right-hand side getting in and delivering balls?
And if you're a striker, that's the position that you want to be, and he shows his experience. It looks pretty simple, but as the ball goes out wide to O'Keefe, you see he's only got one thought in his mind, and that's getting between the sticks, getting between the centre halves, which he's done. I've played against him many times, and he's a tough opponent. He gets in there in the position that you want your striker to be to score goals, and then, as you say, a little bit scruffy off his shoulder, but they all count.
Just looking at a couple of those replays, Chris, how can you leave someone who was so dominant in the first half at O'Keefe with no pressure to deliver a ball like that?
They've had a difficult. The left side, they seem to have done all right with it, but the right side, it's an out ball all the time. They don't seem to have the legs to cover the ground to close them down quick enough. Whether the striker pulls way down, takes the wing back inside, and they're asking for the left-sided forward to help out, and he's not really doing it. So O'Keefe's just running into space. He's very quick, he's very mobile, and he's got good technique. So every time he gets there, that's something Kevin will probably address at half time. He's going to have to say, you're going to have to stop this right-hand side coming forward.
Yeah, because they had warning signs very early on, Ashley, because Boney was called in from the start to make a great save.
Yeah, and he did, and I thought he's had a good half as well himself, the goalkeeper, who was disappointed to have conceded a goal, which he couldn't do nothing about. But yeah, this was the first one, I think, and that's a good save. He goes with his opposite hand, I think. I'm not a goalkeeping expert, but I think he goes with the opposite one. And this is O'Keefe again in an advanced position, and he just doesn't quite find the corner. And then at that point, you start to think, okay, well, South Shields need to react to this. They need to be a little bit more aggressive in the press, get up the field a little bit, and they didn't really do that. And as the half transpired, it was just more and more Forest Green. And to touch on what you were saying, I think that Forest Green's possession has been so comfortable for them. They've been able to push and pull South Shields around and then create space down, particularly this right-hand side, which is causing them problems.
Yeah, how did they get into it, Chris? Because they haven't had a shot on target yet, or a shot at all.
At the end of the day, Alex, it's the FA Cup. I mean, have a gamble. If you're out and if you go off the field and it stays 1 or 2-0 to Forest Green and they play like they had the first half, you'll think it's a wasted opportunity. Give it a go. You've got a full house here. Go and ask some questions. If you get beat 2 or 3, great. The way Kevin was talking to us was, it looked like he's got a game plan. The first half, can we stay in the game? Second half, let's have a go at them. Let's hope he has, because at the minute, they haven't put a glove on him, and you can just say Forest Green running out, maybe getting another one, maybe another one. This was a team supposed to be low on confidence. They look brilliant now. They look confident. There's no pressure on the ball, so they can do what they want.
Yeah, well, we're going to see if they can get back into it in the second half very shortly. But just in 15 days' time, this competition kicks off.